Hey guys, welcome back to Motorcycle Maintenance Channel. On this episode, we're going to show you how to replace the brake fluid on this 2014 ZX10r Kawasaki motorcycle. First thing we're going to do is unscrew the brake reservoir. This is an aftermarket one, so yours might look slightly translucent, but it's the same principle. Take this out. It'll have a little rubber diaphragm inside. We'll take that out. Also note that I wrapped all the plastic pieces with a paper towel or other towels because this fluid is really corrosive. It gets on any paint or on your dash or anything, it'll stain it permanently. So you can run all this brake fluid out of the reservoir through the lines, but then you're just running dirty fluid through your lines. So I'm going to syringe out the dirty fluid and then put in clean fluid to run through the lines. I don't want it to go below the hole because I don't want to get any air bubbles in the lines. If you get air bubbles in the lines, this job becomes a lot harder. We're using Motul 600 today. I'm just going to top it off. Now it's very important that we don't let this run dry. We do not want any air bubbles in the line. All right, so you get a 10-inch, you're gonna get a 10-inch wrench, and you're gonna squeeze this brake line, you're gonna squeeze this brake lever while opening this line. It helps if you have a buddy to help you. So we're gonna have our assistant squeeze the brake lever. And while he's squeezing there as hard as he can, we're going to unscrew the bleed valve on this caliper. And that is just making a mess. So squeeze, and now we're going to close it, and the brake lever can now be released. I'm going to get another adapter for this line, because that is not good enough. There you go. You can just let it run everywhere, but it's really messy and not ideal. All right, so we'll have our assistant squeeze the brake again as hard as he can, and then we'll open it. There we go. Now he can't let go, or you can't let go of the brake line while it's open. If not, you'll suck air back in the tube. So now we'll close it, and now our assistant can let go. And squeeze again. And open, and you can see the brake fluids coming out. Now we're going to close it. Now I'm not just starting on this side, on the clutch side of the bike for no reason. You actually want to start on the caliper furthest away from your brake reservoir, and then move into the closer one. So squeeze hard, and we'll open, and we'll close. And you can let go. Okay. Squeeze hard, open, close, unsqueeze, squeeze hard, open, close. So you can do that and just drip all of your brake fluid into this container. If you want to speed it up, you can do it like that, and it'll go kind of nice and slow. Or you can speed it up and you can put one of these little suction vacuum hoses on there. This will kind of make it go quicker. Put it here. And this will kind of speed the process up for us. So squeeze hard on the brake line, on the brake. We'll open. All right. Keep it squeezed. Squeezing it over there. Let's go check the reservoir. It's getting down, so we're just going to put in some new brake fluid. You can let go now. Just top it off, because remember, the last thing we want is for that to go empty and air to get through there. Okay, squeeze real hard. Close it, let go. Pump up and down. Pump, 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 pump. Good, good. Just gonna top it off again. Okay. Squeeze. Squeeze hard, 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 hard. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I'm just going to pump a little bit now. Okay, just hold it down, hold it down. Not release. Just gonna put a little bit of brake fluid. There we go. All right, and as you can see now, it's coming out clearish and newish. So this side here is pretty much done. There we go. And now we're gonna do the exact same thing, except on the brake side. So we're gonna head over to that side now. All right guys, so now we're over here on the brake side. We undid our little drain hole on the caliper up here and attached our hose. Get our 10mm wrench and we squeeze the brake lever with all our strength. And while it's being squeezed, then we open the nut and you'll feel it'll go loose. And then we'll close it back up again. And we're not going to release the lever until it's completely closed because we don't want to suck air into the line. We'll do that. Pump it, and then we're just going to keep repeating this motion until it starts coming out nice and clear. So we'll know we'll have new lines in there. And as I mentioned before, if you have one of these, you can kind of just hold the brake lever down and squeeze it out. This will it'll vacuum it out. But you don't necessarily need this to do the job. So I'm going to go ahead and close it so I can release the brake lever again. When I say close, I mean tighten. Now I'm going to release it and put some more brake fluid in there. So the last thing we want is air bubbles in the line. And you can see this line's a lot shorter than the other one, which which is why we did this one last. It's closer to the caliper. So squeeze. Open and close. All right, thanks to our little vacuum device there, we've got it coming up pretty fast. There we go. And we're done, because that's the color of new brake fluid. If you look down here, that's the color of old brake fluid. Okay. So that's closed off. We'll remove our hose. Attach our little nipple there. That's already filled up pretty high. So we'll put in our cap and screw it back on. Put in our reservoir thing, little diaphragm. A lot of times this little rubber diaphragm is attached to the lid. Since this is an aftermarket one, it kind of comes off. There we go. Remember, this stuff is real corrosive. That's why we have these rags everywhere. Okay, nice and tight. That's the way we want it to feel. Now we'll move to our rear brake. So just like the front one, we're going to undo the rear reservoir. Take out the diaphragm. And then we'll take out the dirty brake fluid. And the rear is not as dirty as the front. And if I had to guess, I would say my friend is not using his rear brake that much. Okay, so now we're going to put in some clean fluid to pump through there. So pump fresh fluid through the lines. Overfill it. Take our vacuum line, take out this little rubber nipple, attach this here. There we go. Generate a vacuum. Okay. Just like before, we're going to grab the brake, squeeze it all the way in, and then open the line. Open, close it, release the brake, give it some pumps. Open it. Close it. Release the brake. Give it some pumps. Okay, we got it all cycled through there pretty good a few times. I'm just gonna put the diaphragm back in. And close off the reservoir. Screw it tight. Remove our hoses. Much stiffer. Now he actually has a working rear brake. How about that?